Hello everyone, this is Ruben. I am the project steward of Firo, and I just wanted to give everyone an update of what the core team has been working on and what we can hope to look forward to in the next coming months. As I know, obviously we're in the middle of a crypto bear market. There's a lot of frayed nerves, and I just wanted to reassure you that we're still working, we're still building. We're building for a better private future, and I just wanted to share what's going on right now. So yeah, let's start with one of the most, anticipated things, which is basically Lelantus Spark. So for those of you who don't know, Lelantus Spark is our next-gen privacy protocol. We are very, very proud of it, right? Because Firo is actually one of the few currencies that actually develop their own privacy protocols, despite being, a rather lean and small team. And Lelantus Spark is, offers very high anonymity. It allows, one of the best trade-offs. It's not based on any special fancy cryptography. It's all based on, I would say, better tested components. And it's also modular. And one of the things is that we released this paper in 2021. We got the cryptography audited. It looks great, and Monero is actually adopting many key ideas from our protocol, namely basically our addressing structure and also the usage of one of many proofs. So that's in Seraphis, which I think it's about 1 or 2 years out, so we'll definitely have our own protocol out first. And even when they do deploy it, there's still certain trade-offs that we feel suits Firo better. For example, we do have a much larger anonymity set. So as far as I look, Seraphis, it's about the ring sizes increasing to 128 or 256, and what that means is that your potential deniability and in any single transaction is about 128 or 256 other possible transactions. While with Spark, it ranges from anything from 32 to 65,000, so that's like several magnitudes higher. So now that we've completed talking about what Lelantus Spark is, we have everything on our blog. One of the most important things is to actually get the code audited, right? And we pleased to kind of announce that has been fully funded from the community and also the Community Fund Committee. So we are very, very thankful to all the contributors. So if you take a look here, this proposal was made through our Firo Crowdfunding system at funding.firo.org, and you can see that they actually asked for a total amount of 88,000, but the actual cost of the audit is 80k because they were originally accepting it in Firo, so they added 10% volatility insurance there. But we turn out not needing to pay this, so we actually save 8k USD. We'll talk about that later, but you can see the overall cost of the audit is 80,000, and that will cover the entire Firo Lelantus Spark implementation. And so some of you might ask, well, didn't we do an audit before? Yes, we did an audit before, but that was on the cryptography, the mathematics, the paper, right? Now, this particular audit is the audit of the actual code, and to also make sure that, we are not deviating from the paper in meaningful ways. So, we describe the protocol, make sure we implement it as described in the paper that has already been audited. And this is very important to kind of ensure that the protocol is free from bugs. Obviously there are no guarantees, right? But it is still a very important step. And so some of you have actually asked, why did we pick a hash cloak, right? We previously engaged certain, big name auditing firms like Trail of Bits. Some people talk about Certic and others. And I would actually argue that HashCloak is probably the best audit firm for our purposes at this point in time. And first of all is, HashCloak although they are rather low key, first of all, they are focused on privacy, right? If you take a look at their website, they're not, they do smart contract audits and stuff like that. But if you can take a look, this particular audit firm or consultancy really focus on privacy tech, right? So this is kind of their specialty. While other audit firms, they have a broad spectrum of stuff, this is really, they are the I guess subject matter experts in this area. The other thing is that they have actually, when we actually went through 2 audits of our cryptography protocol, Spark, and we found that the work that HashCloak did was very, very impressive. They really dug into it. They really truly care about the protocol, and they actually did find certain things to be resolved within the paper. So we had a really good working experience with them, and they are already familiar with Lelantus Spark cryptography, which makes them in a better position to audit the code itself. Now, if you take a look, the amount that they're asking for is 80,000. If you take a look at other audits of similar things, now you're not talking about those like simple smart contract that's a copy paste of something. This is like unique, basically custom code, right? And I mean, even if you just do like a copy paste of something on DeFi, it costs about 10 to 20k or so. But this is a whole month of work, actually 6 weeks, 4 months doing the audit, and 2 weeks to actually work through any fixes that are required. So this is, working out very well. And obviously, we are a community funded project. This would have been a severe, I wouldn't say severe, it would be a significant amount that would have been come up from the core team. But thankfully, we had some very, very generous donations. The 2 biggest donations were basically from Rasikh from Arcadia, who has been one of Firo's biggest supporters. He's, I think, easily donated maybe about 150k, not including the other work that he has done for us, like wallets and all of that sort of stuff. So Arcadia, Arcadia Group, I just want to give them a quick shout out. Arcadia, this company has been one of Firo's biggest supporters, and if anyone's looking for a really stand-up guy, a bit of a shield here, but they've really helped us a lot. And if you take a look, they have been giving us donations without any strings attached, right? That means there's no lock-in, there's no investment, there's no Firo in return. It's a pure donation, and we are very, very thankful to Arcadia and Rasikh for this donation. The other very big amount came from the Community Fund Committee, which was basically, so the Firo Community Fund is basically run by a committee of 7 elected community members. And this is elected from the community. The core team has no say about the vote. We can express our opinion, but we don't have a vote in deciding whether the proposal goes through. So the fund is, decision making is totally not controlled by the core team. Obviously, our opinion still carries some weight, because we know, I guess, the project more intimately. We can advise, but the ultimate decision does not lie with the core team. And they have decided to raise the balance, which was this particular amount that came from the Community Fund Committee, or the Firo Community Fund. So we had big contributions from many individuals. If you take a look, there's 24 individual contributions here, and you can also see several other contributions here from various really cool community members. So take a look, you look, Rasikh here again, Sebastian, a lot of direct Firo donations, Kuro. So yeah, and we are thankful for every single person that donated. Every little bit count, and this audit wouldn't be possible without everyone's support. Now, the other cool thing is that we did this donation, of course, on our funding website, right? But we have also engaged Magic Grants, which is it's basically a non-profit agency or non-profit organization in the US that's run by a couple of really cool people that actually really support privacy tech. And why we want to do this is, first of all, if you donate through Magic Grants, if you donated here, you would, if you are a US citizen or in the US jurisdiction, it is tax deductible, so that's great, right? The other thing is that they can disperse directly US dollars, right? Because with Firo, we are kind of like decentralized. It's also very hard for us to open a bank account. Having Magic Grants to be able to disperse direct fiat US dollars to our the audit firm, the Hashcloak here, really helps. And it's all done without charge. So because they are remitting in US dollars, there was no need for the volatility insurance, and so they kind of save us $8,000 US. So big thanks to Magic Grants, and especially Justin, who kind of brought us in and allowed this arrangement to happen, and we are very pleased. You can see they have also funded other works with Monero and stuff. So really cool bunch of people. And again, thanks to everyone who made this happen. So, okay, when is this audit starting? So right now we're kind of in the final stages of finishing implementation of Lelantus Spark. We actually have everything working right now. We're just writing the unit tests. We are actually also, just testing it, and we aim to give the code to the auditors on the 24th, which is about two weeks from now or so, slightly less than 2 weeks, or about 11 days or so. So that's really soon. And the audit will go on for four weeks, and another 2 weeks to kind of review and help us work through any kind of fixes. This audit itself is actually heavily discounted. This time with a search for other codes, they're easily in the 150 to 200k region, and because we are community based, open source, everything, not VC funded, this discount was actually given to us. So we're very thankful to Hashcloak for supporting the privacy tech as well. So if you take a look, Firo is supported by many people who believe in our vision, and it's tough times, but we are very thankful of everyone that continues making this project possible out of the goodness of their own heart, right? So that's really cool. So what happens after the audit is completed? We'll fix anything that needs to be done. We'll put it out on testnet. We'll put it out, and then there'll be one more round of testing, and then we'll probably release. Originally we wanted to kind of release by the end of the year. We due to the holidays and stuff like that, we think that it may not be the best time to activate it when so many exchanges and mining pools and everything are on holiday. So probably January or so. We're in the bear market, so it doesn't really, we're not in the rush to deploy things, and we rather get it right and make sure that we have a smooth transition over. So that ends kind of bit the Lelantus Spark Code Audit and how the work has been going on. Really happy about that. If anyone wants to take a look, it'll be all updated in our forum as usual. So again, yes. So what else has been happening? One of the biggest, awaited stuff that we've been working on for maybe a bit too long is the Elysium tokenization layer. And what that means is that anyone can create their own tokens. It can be a dog coin, it can be a voting token, it can be even a private stable coin. This Elysium allows anyone to create these coins and to actually enjoy all the Lelantus technology out from with very, very cheap privacy, right? You don't have to use Tornado Cash or something that is, not at the protocol level, costs a lot. This is like, really, really easy and really good. So it's actually, fully functional, right? You can actually try out on mainnet today. And if you take a look, if you go to our release page on Firo client, not the Firo one, because we are only working on the more like the Electron wallet, which we'll show later. You will see there is a release candidate that was released 2 weeks ago, and we recommend anyone to create their own tokens and have some fun on it, right? Obviously this is shouldn't be used in production wallets, but you can use it on mainnet, have some fun. You can create your own tokens. So let's take a look actually at how this looks like, right? Let's see. So okay, like this is a wallet, right? That's actually on mainnet right now. And if you take a look there, this is this new Elysium tab, right? And you can see there's private balance and public balance and all of this, right? These are all Elysium assets. So they can have various properties, and you can even create your own token. That's really, really easy, right? You can just put the name, what do you want to call it, meme coin or whatnot, how many you want to issue, and what ticker that you want. Put in all this description, you press OK, and it creates the token. So no need to fiddle around with like command line and stuff. We've made it really, really easy to create your own token. Now, what is enable management? Enable management means that you can change the supply of the token. So why would I want this, right? So for example, if I'm doing like a privacy stablecoin, or like I want to make some sort of like Firo USD, right? And obviously the more USD that's being backed, I need to increase the supply of Firo USD. But if people withdraw and redeem that USD, they become less Firo USD, right? So management allows the admin control to actually expand and contract the supply according to what they need. So but if you just want to have like a meme coin or voting coin or whatnot, you don't have to click enable management. So yeah, look, it's really, really easy. This is like adding existing tokens. That means like if people send you tokens, you just need to enter the transaction ID, and you can see it knows that this is test token 4. You can see all these tokens that have already been created, like Half-Life token and stuff like that. Oh, beer, wow, that's nice. So these are all on mainnet, ready to create. Anyone could create this, and it's on a separate layer that's embedded in our blockchain. So yeah, this is all working. We hope to release it on mainnet soon, and we will also have a partnership with Oracle. If you take a look here, we actually do have a partnership with Oracle, and they are basically allowing other they serve as a bridge to kind of connect Elysium with other chains. So that includes Ethereum, Polkadot, Avalanche, Moonbeam, BSC, Polygon, Phantom, Tomo chain. So there's many stuff, right? And if you take a look at let's see, the Oracle network, if you look at their bridge, obviously Elysium is not here yet, but if you take a look, you can bridge tokens from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain, and it's all pretty easy and straightforward here. So this is really, really cool. Like it's a cross-chain technology, it's a bridge, and yeah, really excited to see these. The last that they updated this is they said they hope to get that up by the end of the year, so that should be coming really soon as well. So that is Elysium. I do recommend. Also, if you take a look, it's also directly integrated here. If I want to send a Elysium asset, I just need to do all of this, right? Receive, I can use any of the addresses here and receive Elysium assets, just like any other Firo token. That means an address can hold multiple different tokens here. So yeah, think it's really cool. It's really straightforward, and we hope to see more people using this in a really cool way. So right, let me hide this. Okay. Now just a very quick like explanation of what's happening with Elysium, right? So Elysium is kind of, I would say, like our first iteration of having a privacy ecosystem, an asset tokenization layer, where Firo is not just a privacy coin, but we are also privacy as a service, right? And means that unlike in Ethereum, where when you spend a coin, right, even if it's private and whatnot, it's quite tricky to hide where the gas is coming from, because the gas has to come from somewhere. And right now they don't have this concept called account abstraction where the smart contract can pay the gas. So an address always has to pay the gas for anything, or they have to use a complex system of relayers. But because we already have Lelantus technology in Firo, right? Whenever you do a transaction on Elysium, right, it would actually use your Firo private balance. That means you use your Lelantus hidden balance, and the amounts and the fees are paid using Lelantus transactions. So the source of that fee is actually hidden, by default. So we think that's really cool, and it's very easy to use. Now, Elysium, as I mentioned, is our first iteration, right? And we already have the next thing that is coming is basically Spark assets. We already have a plan on how to migrate Spark from Elysium tokens to Spark assets, so it should be relatively seamless. So it's okay to build stuff on Elysium right now, but eventually we want to use Spark technology, because so Elysium is running Lelantus right now, but we are moving to Lelantus Spark, right, which is our new privacy protocol, and we want to bring that technology to Elysium, using this thing called SPATs, or Spark Assets. And what is Spark Assets? The cool thing about Spark Assets is, like, right now, okay, if I go to this wallet, right, when I send this MT1, while the source is hidden and all this sort of stuff, the change in amount is also hidden, you still know that this managed token 1 is being transferred. That means the asset type is not hidden in Elysium. So if I am transferring Firo USD, people know that Firo USD is being moved, but they just don't know, where it's coming from. So there is some level of privacy, but wouldn't it be better if all transactions look like each other? So whether I am sending a dog coin or a Firo USD, they are indistinguishable from each other, and that means that the privacy increases a lot, right? So that means you're not locked to, like, for example, in Tornado Cash, you have a pool in USDC, you have a pool in USDT, and if there's a pool in DAI. If not many people anonymize using USDT or DAI or something like that, then your anonymity set for that asset is very low. But with Spark Assets, right, basically any transaction using Spark Assets increases the anonymity set of every single other asset. So that's really, really important as well. And this is, we've already figured out, we have a whole paper that's out for this. We haven't started coding for it yet because we wanted to get Lelantus Spark out before rolling this into our asset layer. But this is, if you want to read this is on our blog, and how the SPATs fits in Firo's roadmap is all here. Cool. All right. So we've covered Elysium. We talked about the future of Elysium going to integrate Spark Assets or SPATs, and I wanted to kind of now talk about the mining ecosystem, right? So for a very, very long time, even prior to any sort of block reward change, we've always had over centralization of hash rate in particularly two miners, right? Now, first of all, two miners they are a very good pool, right? They have been great supporters of the project for a very long time, and they've also helped us in a lot. So we believe they are honest actors, right? But at the same time, if you take a look how much of the hash rate they control, it's more than 80% of the hash rate, and that's not good. Even if they are honest actors, we are supposed to be a decentralized blockchain, and there is, rather than having the trust two miners, even though there's no reason not to trust them, we rather not trust anyone. This is the whole purpose of blockchain. If we have to trust someone, there's no point to have a blockchain, right? So why we've noticed, miners right now, they just take a look, okay, what's the pool that has the largest hash rate, and they just start mining there. We would recommend that you mine on other pools to help shift the hash rate. And some miners say, well, 2 miners is going to give us the most money. That's actually no longer true, because the Community Fund Committee has actually granted a 10% block reward bonus to any miners who mine on these pools. So the rule is that as long as the pool has less than 30% of the hash rate, which is basically everyone here, of course, 2 miners, you have to consider them as one entity. But if you take a look here, no one has close to 30% of the hash rate. As long as they have 30% of the hash rate and they opt into this program, the Community Fund Committee will pay a 10% bonus on top of that. So even if it's 0% fee, you get the 10% bonus on top of that. And if you take a look, miner pool is offering another 10% with a loyalty program on top of that. So it's quite significant in terms of there's no reason not to shift to another pool. Now, some of you may say, some of the miners may say, well, if I mine on a smaller pool, my variability of getting the blocks is going to change, because the payouts are not as consistent. Well, there's Crux pool. Crux pool is PPS. That means pay per share. What that means is that regardless whether they find a block or not, they're going to pay you. So they are taking the risks, and they are doing this to support Firo. They're actually making a loss. Actually, all the mining pools right now are probably making a loss right now, and that's why we want to support all the mining pools with less than 30% hash rate, and the Community Fund Committee has a 10% block, 10% bonus over the block reward. So as long as you mine any of these pools, these rewards are dispersed once a week. So yeah, really no reason to mine on 2 miners. We have no beef against them, because now they've come up with some public statements to saying, why are we hating on them? It's not personal. We are just trying to decentralize hash rate, and they should understand that. I hope the miners can get behind that. As you can see, post merge, our difficulty has gone up. Take a look. This was post Ethereum merge. Difficulty was sitting about 3k or so. Now it's 3 times or 6 times more, because now it's kind of still about 5 times more or something like that. Oh, what's my math? Wait, 3 to 9. Okay, so I think three times the hash rate, and it is what it is, right? Some people say, well, isn't profitable to mine. Guess what? Since Ethereum has gone down, there is no coin that is actually profitable to mine right now. And yeah, so if you want to support the hash rate, you want to continue mining right now, do you support any of these other pools? They're going to give you a 10% bonus. We would really appreciate if you decentralize hash rate, because this is one of the reasons why miners is part of their job, right? So take your responsibility seriously. Cool. All right. So that ends talking about the campaign, right? At first, it was actually only meant to go on for a month, but because the funds were not exhausted, the CFC have actually voted to extend it for as long as the fund is there, and they may decide to approve it later, like to extend it even further. So if you can take a look here, if you want to follow the work in progress, you can see this one here. So 1000 Firo was granted so far. Even though 1 month has passed, only 316 Firo has been paid out because not enough. There's not that much hash rate that's switched to this pools yet, and we really hope to see these. Hopefully by the end of this campaign we will see a much healthier ecosystem, and we also want to support all these new pools that are coming up. If you take a look, K1 pool just recently came out as well, Raptor hashes came out as well, coin miners was also new. So we really want to make sure we have a healthy ecosystem rather than just one big pool. Okay, let's move to talking about some of the things that are happening within our forum, right? We, first of all, come to our forum.firo.org. This is where all the important decisions are being made by the community, right? This tracks every single Firo community, proposal, right? But right now, the thing that we're trying to get people to vote on is basically, we have this emergency switch, right? And what is this emergency switch? Is basically a switch that's given to the core team that allows us to turn off the privacy features of Firo temporarily. Well, why would you want that? If we're under attack, all right, or there's a vulnerability in the protocol, we can strictly shut it down to limit any damage. And we have used this 3 times. One which it was during the 51% attack. We wanted to make sure that during the 51% attack, the guy could not hide the double spend funds. So we chose to activate that switch. And first of all, this emergency switch was actually decided to be implemented by the community, right? The core team asked it, you guys want it, you guys thought it was good to have this temporarily, and it helped us a lot in mitigating the damage of this 51% attack. Obviously now that's no longer possible, as in you can't 51% attack us anymore because we have the chain locks, and you would have to compromise both the masternode layer and the mining to be able to do a double spend. But back then, this was about 2 weeks before we implemented chain locks, that unfortunate event happened. In February, there was a Lelantus vulnerability. We activated the switch, we hardened Lelantus and reactivated it a couple of months. Was it maybe like not that long after? There was another time that we activated it. It was a very short time. Basically, we wanted to make sure that hardware wallets could support Lelantus spends, right? And we had to move that payload off, and we wanted to make sure during the transition there was no Lelantus caught in the mempool and stuff like that. And this was disabled for a couple of hours and re-enabled after the hard fork completed. So we've been using this rather sparingly, rather only when it's an emergency or when we're transitioning to something new, and it's very useful. But at the same time, it's a centralization risk, right? Because it's not good to have the core team to have the power to turn off private transactions. Now, this emergency switch does not give us any power to de-anonymize. All right, we still don't know what who is owning what, right? It's not a backdoor or anything, and right now it's like on and off, right? There's no targeting of a specific funds. So that's kind of controls our power. And obviously we are privacy coin. When we disable our privacy feature, it's not a good thing. There's no real incentive for us to keep it disabled for too long. But at the same time, given the recent events of what happened with Tornado Cash, where the core team was, found to be facilitating money laundering, which, we disagree. They just put the code and that things out. We want to kind of, reduce any sort of control that we have over the privacy protocol eventually, right? Now, because Spark is coming in a couple of months, now it's already October, maybe, Spark will be in January, and Spark is brand new, right? There are a few things to be decided. Should we extend the existing Lelantus emergency switch, because there will be that emergency switch is still going to be on for during the transition period, right? Should we just keep it, and while we sunset it, just have the emergency switch, and once we totally wean off Lelantus, then we don't need it anymore, right? Because once Sparks comes up, you aren't able to make new Lelantus mints. You can spend the existing funds, but you cannot make new Lelantus mints. Everything has to go into Spark after that. The next question is whether should we implement this emergency switch for Spark, right? And if so, for how long, right? So that means now that we're moving to new privacy protocol, should we still have this emergency for the new protocol? Maybe wise to have it for 12 months or so. And the last one is that because we don't want to have to maintain so many different privacy protocols, Lelantus is being sunsetted. How long should we give for Lelantus, for people to convert their funds from Lelantus to move into Spark, right? And we know that some people may not check for a year or so or something like that, so we don't want to say, oh, suddenly they come back after a year and they lost their funds. But at the same time, we would not recommend keeping it open indefinitely, because our attention is no longer on Lelantus, everything's on Spark. So if somehow someone manages to find a vulnerability in Lelantus, that also impacts the integrity of the entire system. Lelantus has been running for quite a while, I think more than 2 years, almost 2 years. So, it seems to be, quite safe. But at the same time, it's better to just close off this, I would say, like potential attack area. So, so far, it seems like the community is quite okay with extending this, for, of course, a fixed period of time. We welcome people to weigh in their opinions here. Okay, so just a quick reminder, this is actually a revamped Firo crowdfunding system at funding.firo.org. Anyone can submit an idea, and the cool thing is that when you submit an idea and you put it here, it actually opens a discussion on the forum where people can actually discuss about this. So, obviously the process is that, you create a proposal. Hopefully, you get... It is up to you as the proposer to drum up support for your proposal. If you do nothing and just like leave it there, it's gonna be like this, right? Because, well, you have to approach the community, come into our chat channels, come into our forum channels, and say like, hey, what do you guys think? Look at my work, and get funding, right? You cannot expect, just to make the proposal and for the core team to think. We can remind people, but it is the job of the proposer to drum up support for it. Once it's drum up enough support, people say they want it, right? Then it will move into the funding stage. So you can see, everything has been funded so far, and these are the fully funded projects. So you can see most of this has been funded through the Firo Community Fund, which is the one that's run by the 7-member committee, but some of them, like including the code audit, has also community contributions as well, like quite substantial community contributions. So just a quick reminder that this is all there. Right, cool. All right, so I just wanted to share some new things. Sunflower Corp, of course, we aren't able to vet every single exchange, right? They are relatively new exchange, if you can put it this way, but they recently added a perpetual. What that means is actually a futures contract. That means you're not actually holding Firo, you're betting on the price of Firo. It makes it easier to long or short on leverage, and there's no KYC required for this particular derivative exchange, right? So what that means is that if you want to, like, gamble, or basically you want to bet on the price of Firo going up or down, you can actually do that by depositing USDT into Sunflower Corp and bet whether it's going to long or short and whatnot. So obviously, please, we don't encourage gambling, but we can't stop people from building derivatives, and it's also very popular. It helps to also generate volume and find price discovery. So yeah, I would recommend, well, not recommend, but I would say that this is our first futures product. If you're interested, if you know what to do, give this a shot and let us know. Yeah. Okay, cool. Another cool thing is that Adoraplus, which does terpenes and actually hemp flowers, CBD hemp flowers. So I don't really know much about weed, so but it looks so in Thailand this is legal, right? But obviously sometimes it can be challenging to receive money or have a bank account and stuff like that. So they recently, if you can see, they've recently they accept Bitcoin, they accept Firo, so that's really cool, and you can buy any of this yeah, in Thailand. I'm not sure where they ship, but probably Thai base. Yeah, so we're really happy. Also, if you have a business and you want to accept Firo, let us know. We'll be happy to put you on the website and showcase your project, because we want people to be using Firo to buy and sell goods, and we'll be happy to support any firofam ventures, right? So just a quick reminder, also on the forum at firo.org, we post our weekly Firo development meeting minutes. So yes, you get a weekly update, but sometimes we fall a little behind, but you will get every week as in eventually. So if you take a look here, this was 18 days ago, but you can see that I did catch up week 2, week 1. All of it will eventually be posted. I just need to make sure there's no sensitive information, all of this cleanup. And so if you want to see, hey, is Firo doing work, taking a look at the GitHub may be a bit daunting, and this is a much easier way to do it, right? So that is all for the moment. Of course, this is a very challenging time for Firo in terms of price wise. We still have enough funds to definitely complete Spark and all of that, but we are very lean. We are actually operating at a slight deficit with the current price. So we appreciate any donations and stuff like that. You can always donate to us. Usually the best way to do it is to we'll probably create a new crowdfunding system to just a general donation to allow us, if you want to donate some Firo to us, or you can donate to any of the proposals that come out as well, right? So that really helps us out, and yeah, that kind of wraps things up. I hope everyone is really excited with all the developments that that we've been working on. Rain or shine, we are here to build really cool stuff. There are a few things that are coming really soon. There is something called Stack Wallet, which is, I don't know, let's see. Here we go. So Stack Wallet is developed by CipherStack. Let me just show you, right? This is open source, right? You can see Firo is there, with Monero, Epic Cash, Dogecoin, Bitcoin. They'll be adding more assets later. Right now, there are a few bugs within it that they are working through. They hope to fix. The UI is really nice. The UI is very nice. It's open source, so once they fix all that bugs, we will do a joint promotion. I'll probably get Diego on from CipherStack to talk about Stack Wallet, and it's available on App Store, on F-Droid, and also on Play Store. So yeah, this is a great way to have Firo that is going to be anonymized using Lelantus technology, and it's would really encourage people to use this. The UI is really nice. So yeah, they also have developed Campfire. I don't think that has a website as well. That's just Firo specific, Firo only. That's also going to be fixed as well. We hope to get, I think Stacks Wallet, Cypher Stack said they will get it fixed within the next 1 or 2 weeks. So fingers crossed. I would recommend that. So yeah, I think this just about wraps up my update. It's been 45 minutes. Thanks if you watch through all of this or even skip through portions of this. I am very thankful for everyone who has stuck through this project. Doesn't have to be in donations, just your presence, coming on the forums, talking to us, and being part of the community. We're one big family. We all care about privacy, and unfortunately this was looking quite scary, right? With everything, CBDC is coming up, the dominance of the US dollar. We need a real alternative, and that alternative has to be private cryptocurrency. So I'm signing off for now. If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe, and yeah, hit the bell so that you'll get notified whenever we make one of these new update videos and stuff. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye.